Welcome back to the IRA Cafe. My name is Jasmine Trocchia. I'm the head of the marketing department at American IRA. And today we are joined by a very special guest. I really enjoyed talking to this guy. It's Charlie Wessel from Cordell Capital. So we're so happy to have you on the podcast, Charlie. Hello.
Hey, Jasmine, how are you? And thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic. I enjoy, you've been on our Investors Roundtable a couple of times. That's our networking event. And you've also had webinars with us. So tell us who you are and what you do. Maybe if someone is a first-time listener, introduce yourself.
Absolutely. So I'm Charlie Wessel, the founder and principal of Cordell Capital. We're based out of Charleston, South Carolina, but our investors are all over the country and some in Canada as well. Yes, we're like a private equity firm. We raise capital for, real estate deals. We have one business type deal, a fund out there right now. But yeah, we raise capital from investors. We have a lot of self-directed IRA investors that invest with us, and we take care of them. So.
Yeah, we do too. We take care of self-directed IRA investors. That's what we do. So yay, fantastic.
I know, well, a lot of your self-directed IRA investor, people use your service to invest in our deals.
Oh, fantastic. So tell us a little bit about who you are as a person. What do you like to do for fun? How did you get started in this Cordell Capital stuff? Tell us a little bit about your history.
Absolutely. So I've been an entrepreneur since I was in my early 20s. And as you can see, that was a while ago. But yeah, I'm dad of 3 kids. I have twin 11-year-old girls and a 15-year-old son. They're all heavily involved in sports. We have a softball practice tonight, basketball practice for the girls. They have both those practices today. And we have a varsity basketball game for my son. Yeah, all that, and married 24 years to, just the most awesome woman on the planet. So, life's
oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I play golf, I hunt, we shoot sporting clays a lot. Me and my son like to shoot sporting clays. And, yeah.
What kind of investing advice did you give your kids? Were you the kind of dad that's like, listen, you get $20, you do this with $2, you do this with $10, and you get to do whatever you want with the $6? Were you that kind of dad, or do you just kind of let them make their own decisions like that?
No, I really haven't been that kind of dad with my twins yet. I mean, they're 11. They get a very small they get a small allowance, and then, as soon as the girls start batting their eyes, daddy buys them almost anything they want. But the boy, he has a landscaping business that he's had for the past year and a half, and he does pretty well. Yeah, we're actually getting a new zero-turn mower for him here coming up soon to prepare for the summer grass cutting season. So I'm excited about it. He's excited about it. It's pretty cool.
Fantastic. So you said that you've been investing since your 20s. What was some of your first investments?
Yeah, no, I have been investing since I was in my 20s, but I've been an entrepreneur since I was in my 20s. But yeah, I invested a lot in the stock market. Had a Scott trade account. My dad's always he had a self-directed IRA before a self-directed IRA was cool. Like, I remember back in high school, or maybe just after, he had a self-directed IRA, and none of his buddies even knew what that was. So he was able to use his knowledge of investing and kind of steer his own retirement path. And he did very well at it. He still does pretty well at it, and he manages all his own money. He always has. He's had a broker just because you kind of got to have one for, to then move that money over into his self-directed IRA. But he's always managed his own money. I, on the other hand, have like I said, I had a Scott trade account back in the day. It's almost day trading and, lost a ton of money. And then that's kind of what brought me into Cordell Capital is I've lost so much money in the stock market. I really have that,
Mm-hmm.
investing in properties. We had, like 6 rental homes, but even that was such a pain in the butt. And I was like, this kid, you
Mm-hmm.
hear about people getting wealthy in real estate. And I was like, I did not want to do it like this. Like, this is way too much
Mm-hmm.
work. This is hard. Even with a property manager, it was still difficult because they called me for everything. And
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so, somebody told me about buying apartment buildings, because then you're doing it at scale. You have one rental house. Well, once that becomes vacant, you're at 100% unoccupied. An apartment
Mm-hmm.
complex, you have 150 units. One person moves out. I don't even have to know about it, because the property management company, they're going to get that thing filled back up pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, it's just the economies of scale with, HVAC systems, the roof. We have one roof over, say, 8 to 16 houses in an apartment complex. You have one roof for
Mm-hmm.
the house, a single family home. And, if you have to replace the HVAC unit in a single family home or replace a roof in a single family home, you kind of just lost all of your profits for the next probably 2 years.
Oh, wow.
It's just not the case in multifamily, which I keep talking about multifamily. That's kind of where we started. I mean, we haven't purchased a multifamily place in probably 2.5 years, but
Mm-hmm.
we've been looking more into the specialized office space. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess like, our past few deals have been medical office to really niche down. We don't want just a general office space. So we have our last 2 deals have been medical office, and now we're buying an office building full of lawyers right across the street from a huge courthouse. I mean, it's like
Oh,
right
wow.
across the street from it. Yeah, it's a
That sounds
great
like prime real
location.
estate for a lawyer's
It really
office.
is.
So
Yeah,
tell me
yeah, and it's a
about
cool
what,
building. It's historical. It's really neat.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just wondering, I think the listeners would want to know what Cordell Capital is. So what kind of company is it? What kind of deal do you do with Cordell Capital?
It's like I said before, it's like a private equity firm. We raise capital from investors and we go out and buy properties with it. I mean, we have right around 160 million in assets under management right now, and that's close to, it's just over 3,000 doors of 3,000 doors of multifamily and some office. And yeah, these are some of the deals that we've done here. Timberwalk, Briar Court, 2200 Midtown. And we do them all across the country as well. I mean, some of these deals are in Georgia. We have one here in South Carolina, in the state that I'm in, one in North Carolina, several in Texas, and we had one in Des Moines, Iowa that we uh, recently sold within the past year.
So how do you pick your deals or pick your properties? And the lawyer's office across from a courthouse seems perfect, but how do you find what your investments are going to be, what your properties are?
We've been in this for quite some time now, and I built a big pool of really good relationships with people. So I'm pretty good with, making friends. So we have a lot of friends of ours that find these deals around the country, and they bring them to us and we underwrite them, and we partner together with a lot of people to make these deals happen.
It sounds like you're very good at networking. So how do you find people to network with? What are some of your strategies?
It's been in the past a lot of conferences. I mean, I went to a bunch of conferences every year. on this type of investing, buying apartments, buying storage units, there's even a short-term rental fund that we did, that, between me and my partners raised $36 million for it, all for short-term rentals. So, there's a lot of opportunities out there to network, and we try to take advantage of them. Now, I didn't go to a lot of conferences last year because I've been 4 to 5 conferences a year, every year for like the past 6 years. And so last year I told my wife, I was like, yeah, I'm staying local. So, there's a lot of different meetup groups here in Charleston as well. Charleston's a pretty cool place to live. So, we like living here, living near the beach. We live on a golf course here. It's a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. I have not had a chance to get out to Charleston or the coast at all. So that would be a fun trip. So you had a couple of new ventures that you wanted to talk about and make sure that we mentioned. I think one was the lawyer's office. What was the other new thing you have coming down the pipe for Cordell Capital?
Yeah, we have two deals out there right now. We actually just hired a new investor relations guy last Friday. That's another pretty exciting thing. Takes a little bit more off my plate. So now I'm excited about it. But one of the deals is it's a debt validation fund that we have out there, and we're really focused on veterans, active military, and first responders around the country to help them out with their credit card debt. And that is our minimum investment across the board is $50,000 on just about all deals that we do. They do have to be an accredited investor, which means they have over $1 million of net worth, not including their personal home, or they make $200,000 a year filing single or $300,000 a year filing jointly, and expect to keep that same rate moving forward. But yeah, the debt validation fund, it pays out 20% annual percentage rate, which is really good, really hard to find out there in any other investment. It's been very popular with our investors. And we also have the lawyer's office. It's called the Land Title Building. It's in Birmingham, Alabama, and it's directly across the street from the Birmingham County Courthouse. So it's a pretty cool deal as well. It's in an opportunity zone. So that helps out with the taxes. I'm not sure how that would work out with the self-directed IRA group. But that's for you guys and the accountants to figure out. But we try to double everybody's money within 5 years. That's what we're looking to do, really.
Gotcha. Fantastic. Tell me a little bit more about the debt validation fund. You said you're targeting first responders, military. So how does that whole program work? Let's say I want to invest my $50,000. I'm not an accredited investor, but let's pretend. Right. What does that fund target? I mean, that sounds like a really good cause.
It is a good cause. And what it is it's the Fair Credit Reporting Act. A lot of these collectors are not following the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So they're not, they're doing things that are basically deemed illegal by the federal government. And it's happening a lot. So they're going after these people in some pretty nasty ways. And what it is how the investment works is there's a company that has lawyers and stuff, and they're buying these leads from a lead company of people that are anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 in debt. Not just in those categories, but we are giving a huge discount to people in those categories to go through this program. And they're basically for like a portion of that debt that they pay off over 2 years worth of payments. These guys are eliminating that debt off of their credit. So, At first, it was to me, it didn't set right with me until I talked to the guys that had the business, and they're like, "Look, you know, these people they're hurting. It's not that they're going out and buying big expensive cars, especially first responders and stuff like that. I mean, they don't make that much money. Most of them have to have two jobs just to survive. So with the inflation and the economy and everything the way it's been, a lot of this credit card debt is just to survive, just to live. And so if we can help them out by getting them out of that credit card debt, I mean, I'm all in. I'm all for it. And
absolutely.
the margins are pretty big coming back to us. So that's why we're able to offer the 20% APR back to our investors. And it's structured somewhat like a debt fund that we're lending to this company. We're putting UCC files on every time we lend to them, we file it with the UCC, and I think it's a good cause. It's helping out a lot of people, and it's making our investors a lot of money.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Win-win for everybody. Sounds like all around.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
So what else should our listeners know about Cordell Capital? Anything else that we haven't covered yet that you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, we're always happy to jump on a call with you, to discuss whatever. I mean, we have webinar recordings out there on all the deals that we've done. We'll be glad to send you, an email that has all the deals that we've done, where we stand with all of them, and just to show you kind of our past performance. And yeah, that's about it.
Easy as that, huh? Easy as that.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah. So what, you said that you were a businessman before. So what sparked your passion for finance and investing? Like your move to Cordell Capital, let's say.
Yeah. So I've always been a general contractor here in Charleston. I just knew that there was a better way to make money than to give it to, forgive me for saying somebody's name, but like Edward Jones. I can make more money, without a doubt. And these types of investments, even though they have to be an accredited investor, a lot of people just don't have access to these kinds of opportunities. So it really helps. I really got into it to help out my friends and family, to show them these opportunities. And we just kind of turned it into a business from there.
Oh, wow. It seems like it just fell into your lap, but I know it took a lot of hard work to get where you are today.
It was a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah. Make it sound like it's really easy. So looking ahead, what trends do you see coming down the pipe in the world of real estate investing, alternative investing, something that you see maybe in 2025 that is really going to be helpful to this industry?
I mean, I see this being, taking a lot more of the pie of investments, of investors' money, moving forward each year. I mean, this space grows like crazy every year. The more and more people that find out about it, the more and more people that find out about you guys and how you guys can help them with their IRA and self-directed IRA and all that stuff. A lot of people still don't even know about a self-directed IRA.
True.
If we get the word out there, they can actually use that money to make a lot more money than they are parking it at these large, institutions with financial planners. That's, I don't know. I just think that this is a way better, investment. We're investing back in, American brick and mortar here. It's, investing in our people.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like just knowing even what an IRA is, not just that you can self-direct your
Yeah.
investment or that you can't
Right.
just use, contribute to your retirement account. You have to actually like put that money to work inside that fund. Um,
Right.
so awesome. Fantastic. So last but not least, maybe not least, but if you could give your younger self, I asked this to my last podcast guest and I got a really interesting answer. So if you haven't listened to that episode, you should go back and listen to the previous episode. If you could give your younger self one piece of financial advice, what would it be? I guess it kind of goes along with the question I asked you about your kids. So what would you tell your younger
Yeah.
self?
Save more money and spend less.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I have too many hobbies. They're all
I
fun
hear
hobbies, but yeah, I mean, it's, save more money, really. I mean, because I could put a lot more money to work
that. Mm-hmm.
now that I know what I'm doing. I mean, we've been doing this for 9 years now. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. I can tell myself that now. Save more, spend less.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Charlie. How can our listeners reach you? What's the best way to contact you if they have more questions?
They can go to Cordell Capital, Cordell capital.com. And, there's a spot to contact us there and we'll reach out. It'll be either myself or Cam. Cam's our new guy. He's sharp. He's been in this business for a while too, and he knows what he's doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he and I can do together.
That is super exciting when you can add to your team to somebody who is a carbon copy of you, probably in a lot of ways. That's very helpful, I'm sure.
He is. He's 28 and I'm 47. So he's 20 years younger than I am. Close.
A younger carbon copy.
Younger carbon copy. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Charlie, for joining us. Is there anything I didn't touch on? Do you have a book or a podcast of your own? Anything you want to plug real quick to our audience?
No, I really don't. I mean, we have a publication on our website that they can get, but yeah, I've tried my hardest to stay away from me having my own podcast. I'm a guest on a lot of them, but yeah, I don't have my own. So, but thank you so much.
We would love to
Jasmine.
have you
I
back again
appreciate
for
it.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do it anytime.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And if you have any other questions, you can reach me also at marketing@americanira.com. And we'll see you next time, Charlie. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dawn.
Now it's time for the other segment of our podcast episode today. We're going to do the IRA Cafe Q&A, where I answer a question from one of our viewers or clients at American IRA. Today's question comes from Samantha. Samantha asks, what are your fees and how do you assess your fees at American IRA? Great question. And not to sound super salesy, but we do have some of the lowest fees in the entire industry. Our fees are not based on your asset. They are based on which account type you select. And you can find more information about our fees at americanira.com. At the very top, you'll see a selection for fees. Brings you to this page and talks everything that you ever wanted to know about our fees. And we have a flat rate fee. It's a yearly fee. Doesn't matter how many assets you hold or what kind of assets you hold. $450 a year gives you unlimited transactions. It's actually a super good deal if you plan on making multiple investments. So that would be my suggestion. If you're making more than 2 or 3 investments a year, you can save on those transaction fees. But if you have any other questions about fees, you could reach out to marketing@americanira.com. If I can't answer your question, I'll send you to the right place. But that is also a wealth of information on our website at americanira.com. Thanks, Samantha. And if you'd like to submit a question for the podcast, you can email me at marketing@americanira.com.
American IRA, LLC, a North Carolina LLC, acts as a third-party administrator for New Vision Trust Company, a state-chartered South Dakota trust company. As a neutral self-directed IRA administrator, American IRA does not recommend or endorse any investments, individuals, or entities, including financial representatives, promoters, or companies. American IRA and the IRA Cafe are not responsible for other statements, representations, or agreements, nor do we evaluate the quality or profitability of any investment. American IRA does not endorse guests on the IRA Cafe podcast. Guest opinions are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of American IRA, its subsidiaries, associates, or custodian. Participation in the podcast is voluntary and no compensation is provided. American IRA is not a fiduciary and cannot offer financial advice. Please consult your CPA or another professional before making financial decisions.